All right, let's dive into a really pivotal moment in database history. We're going to talk about the story of the Exadata X10. And look, this isn't just a tale about a machine getting faster. That's the easy part. No, this is about a machine getting smarter. It's about a long chase for a system that could finally, truly run itself.
It kind of sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? How does a database become self-aware? But this is the exact question that Oracle set out to answer. How do you take this incredibly complex system for storing data and just give it the intelligence to manage itself? That's the big idea we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so our story really kicks off in 2023. This is when a new generation hits the scene, the Exadata X10. Now, this launch was a big deal. It was way more than just your standard annual update. Right from the drawing board, the X10 was engineered with two huge things in mind. First, a cloud-native design that could work anywhere, on-prem, in the cloud, wherever. And second, a much deeper integration of artificial intelligence. This was Oracle's way of saying, hey, Exadata isn't just hardware anymore. It's an intelligent platform.
And that's a crucial point, because while the specs got a serious boost, calling the X10 a simple hardware refresh completely misses the mark. The real change, the real evolution, was in its whole philosophy.
I mean, of course, the hardware foundations had to be there, right? The X10 came packed with way more NVMe flash storage, a huge jump in compute cores, and even more efficient SmartScan tech. Just think of this as the powerful engine and the beefy chassis you need for a self-driving car. You gotta have the muscle to back up the brain.
And this little chart just frames the shift perfectly. A typical upgrade? Yeah, you get faster cores, more storage, simple, incremental gains. But the X10 evolution was playing a totally different game. It was all about a flexible, cloud-native design, intelligence driven by AI, and that ultimate prize, building a truly autonomous platform.
So this brings us right to the heart of the story, the AI-driven leap. This is the moment where the machine really, truly starts to think for itself.
So, what do we actually mean when we say a system becomes self-aware? Well, it means the platform has machine learning models built right into its core. And these aren't some extra feature you bolt on later. No, they're fundamental to how it operates. It's what allows it to predict what's coming, optimize the best way to handle it, and manage its own resources, all automatically.
So how does that actually work, day to day? Well, first, the system is constantly analyzing your historical workload patterns. Then, it uses all that data to predict future demands. Based on those predictions, it's optimizing its resources right now, in real time. And here's the kicker. It learns from the results. It's a continuous feedback loop where it's constantly self-tuning. It literally gets smarter with every single query it runs.
You see, this intelligent learning system wasn't just some cool new feature. This was the moment that Oracle's long-held dream of an autonomous database really started to become a reality inside its flagship hardware.
So let's just recap real quick. It launched in 2023. The architecture was cloud-native for both the cloud and on-premise. It was powered by that expanded hardware, sure, but its core technology was that AI-driven workload prediction. And the ultimate significance of all this? It put some serious muscle behind the whole vision of the autonomous database.
The real drama here, the big story, was one of evolution. All of a sudden, you had a system that could tune itself, that could scale itself, and that could actually learn from its own workloads. For the people who run these mission-critical databases, this meant their jobs were about to change a lot.
And this quote just nails it. The machine is now the strategist. It's not just a tool anymore, something you have to manually configure and babysit. It's become the one analyzing the data and making its own optimal decisions. So the human role, it shifts from being the mechanic to being the strategic overseer.
So as we start to wrap this story up, what we're really looking at is the creation of a whole new kind of platform, a truly self-driving platform, but for data.
And if there's one thing to take away, it's this. The Exadata X10 represents the full convergence of three incredibly powerful forces: bleeding-edge hardware, the amazing flexibility of the cloud, and the intelligence of AI. It's not any one of these things alone, but the powerful way they all come together that really defines this new era.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. As these systems get more and more autonomous, where does human expertise fit in? When the database can pretty much run itself, what's the next job for the expert? It's a question that reshapes not just our technology, but the very nature of how we work with it.